Hello, this is Amitabh Pandit, and in this video I'll be talking about how you can cure your sinusitis, acute as well as chronic. First, let's understand as to what exactly is sinusitis. Well, you have in your body a few parts that are called sinuses, that is the paranasal sinuses. These are the frontal sinuses, and these are the maxillary sinuses. So when the tissue inside these sinuses gets inflamed or swelled up, then it is called as sinusitis. And usually the symptoms of acute sinusitis would be facial pain, runny nose, nasal congestion, some headache. And when the problem becomes chronic, then you can have extreme pain behind the eyeballs. The pain can extend to the ears, the eustachian canal can get blocked, your tonsils can get swelled up. There can also be a postnasal drip that falls in your throat, and that leads to a cough after you have had a cold. Sometimes your physician can get an x-ray done, and it might show that your septum, that is the bone in the nose, is deviated, and he might recommend a surgery. Well, I wouldn't advise you to get that done. The main reason for that is that it does not help in any way. Irrespective of whether your septum is deviated or not, you will continue to have the same number of colds every year and sinusitis infections. So there are the two infections, whether it is the tonsillitis or the sinusitis, both are interconnected. Sometimes when you your throat, you get a throat infection and you can't swallow and your throat hurts and you don't feel like eating, that same problem might go up and it is called as sinusitis. And when the mucus comes down, then it is called as bronchitis, and you can have an asthma attack. So as the body is entirely just one whole organ, everything is interconnected. It's just that the names of the disorders are different. The cause remains the same. So what exactly is the cause of sinusitis? Mucus. That's the cause. Now, the root behind this mucus is in diet. In fact, one can say that the cause of sinusitis lies in diet. In fact, most of the disorders and diseases that we see today that are prevalent, they have their root cause as in a poor diet and ignorance of what are real foods, and an inclination towards eating more processed foods and eating for convenience and consuming a lot of sugars. This is not about preaching as to what is bad and what is not. It's just about understanding and realizing that there are some foods that are real, for which the body recognizes and from which it can use the nutrition. And there are some foods which we just consume, not realizing that the body does not use them. So it just congests the body. It blocks the channels flowing in the body, and it thickens the secretions of the body, including the saliva and the mucus. Now, when you eat foods, especially the refined and the processed foods, then the mucus lining thickens. However, in the case of sinusitis, there is a very specific equation which you must remember, and that is dairy is equal to mucus. So if you consume dairy products, and especially when you have children and teenagers that are drinking milk which is pasteurized and or ultra heat treated, the bioavailability of the nutrition in the milk comes down drastically. Even though your child or you might be drinking the milk thinking that it has calcium, it has protein, you've always had it, and it's a good food. Traditionally, it is known as a complete food. All of these are the right factors because of which you are choosing to drink milk, but the milk that you are consuming might not be the right one for you. Pasteurized milk and ultra-heat treated milk changes the chemistry of the molecules of the milk, including the flat fat globules, the homogenization effect, the protein content, the amino acids change, and that's how the protein changes, the fats change, and that is the reason that a lot of kids and teenagers are lactose intolerant and they're not able to digest milk properly. So if you are consuming a lot of dairy, the mucus in your body will start to thicken, and when that happens, you will be more prone to sinus and its recurrent infections. Now, what does this thickening of the mucus do? Well, one of the effects that it has is that the anal region, that is the mucous membrane starts from your mouth and goes right up to the anus. It is the intestinal lining is about 30 feet long, known as the alimentary canal. Now, when your mucus thickens, then the anal region starts to clamp down. The muscles, one can say, really start to shrivel and dry up. Now, when that happens, you tend to get constipated. And when you have that constipation, which is very specific to a person who has a sinusitis problem, then the waste matter of the body is not released. And connecting it to the mental aspect, it would say not letting go of the past or not ready to release some event or incident or some emotion in the body. And on the physical level, the physical waste matter is not released, and that starts choking up the tonsils. So your throat gets inflamed, you might have a throat ache, the body cuts off its desire to eat food, and it converts into an infection, which your physician might say is either viral or bacterial, and he might give you some antibiotic, or he will just say it's a flu and it would go away within a week. Just take some hot fluids and probably some nasal decongestants. But as I said, the root cause is in the dairy and the mucus thickening. So cut down on your dairy and drink a lot of water, and as that would help you eliminate the waste. And if you can mentally practice releasing and letting go of whatever is consuming you at that time, that would also help and assist in getting over that infection really rapidly. So what would be the real cure, which is in terms of diet for a person who has chronic sinusitis? Number one would be carrot juice. If you have to incorporate a large quantity of fresh carrot juice, it should not be pasteurized or bottled and kept for many days. It should ideally be fresh, and we are lucky to have carrots throughout the year. You have red carrots in winters, and you have the English carrot, which is orangish in color in summer. So carrots is more or less available throughout the year, and you can incorporate carrot juice in your diet nearly throughout the year. So how much quantity of carrot juice you would need to drink to cure chronic sinusitis? Well, I would say you would need to drink at least a liter of juice, because that's the minimum of juice required that will nourish the mucous membranes and start loosening the thickened mucus and normalize the mucus lining and correct the chemistry of the mucus itself. The second thing that you have to take in your diet is orange juice. Oranges are very specifically available only in winters, so drinking orange juice diluted with 50% of water would be the ideal thing to do. The vitamin C content and the bioflavonoids in the citrus juice themselves help to increase the immunity of the body and help fight infections, whether it is bacterial or viral, and they also help to change the chemistry of the mucus once again. In case oranges are not available, and then you can use a combination of apple, pomegranate, and sweet lime. So in Hindi, that would be apple and anar and mausambi. So when you take a combination of this juice, again, it has to be diluted with 50% of water. So that would mean 500 ml of juice with 500 ml of water, and take it throughout the day, or just take it in between the meals, and that should help you. You can also take this juice along with the carrot juice that you're already having. So that would make a larger quantity of juice, but you would get better much more faster. There are two supplements that you will need to take to correct sinusitis, especially the chronic one. That is vitamin A and vitamin D. Both of them would, vitamin A specifically is for the mucous membranes health, and vitamin D would be raising the immunity level of the body. Vitamin D is actually found out to be not a vitamin anymore, but it is a pre-hormone. So it also helps in building all the other hormones in your body, and when that happens, your endocrinological system becomes stronger, so your immunity goes up. Fourth thing to do would be remove all milk from your diet. By removing milk, you will be actually helping your body cleanse itself of the previous mucus. The thickened yellow, greenish, thick discharge, stickiness of the mucus that comes out when you have chronic sinusitis, and that passes into the ears and causes those ear pains, for which one might have to turn to antibiotics, would not be necessary if when you start changing your diet in this way and eliminate milk and dairy from your daily dietary pattern. Excuse me. Then the fourth thing that you can do is go vegan, and just for 3 months. When you turn vegan and you're only eating plant foods, then your body gets an opportunity to do a spring cleaning. And when that spring cleaning happens, all kind of protein waste matter, including the thickened mucus lining, starts to drain out. And this is a gentle way of draining it rather than causing an acute crisis like sinusitis infection. And it's not necessary that you have to be vegan throughout your life. I'm not saying that, because proteins, especially animal proteins, have their own importance in the diet, and sometimes they are very, very essential. So just turn vegan for 3 months and then go back to introducing animal protein in your diet in a balanced manner. The fifth and the last thing that you can do to increase your immunity and cure chronic as well as acute sinusitis would be taking cod liver oil. Now, cod liver oil is an excellent supplement for raising the immunity of the body, improving your skin and your mucus lining, as well as for your eyes. It builds the body from within, and it also helps in memory. So it is definitely one of the best foods that you can take to fight any infections and to cure chronic sinusitis. So I hope you would do all these 5 things, and I'll just reiterate. That's carrot juice, 1 liter, orange juice, about 1 liter of it diluted in 50% water, vitamin A and vitamin D supplementation, cutting off milk from your diet completely, go vegan for 3 months, and take cod liver oil. Help yourself with this video, share it with your friends or relatives or somebody you know who might be able to prevent the surgery for the deviated nasal septum. Do not ever get your tonsils removed. They are your first line of defense, and they are nothing but lymph nodes that get swelled up, and it is because they are filled up with this mucus which is wanting to get drained. All you need to do is give it some time. The mucus will get drained out, whether it is from the mouth or from the anus, and once the system cleans, gets totally clear, your lymph nodes will become normal. Removing the tonsils or the your appendix or your surgery for your nasal bone are not recommended, not advised, and are absolutely unnecessary, especially if you know what to eat, how to eat, and what are the right combinations, and how to supplement with the correct minerals and vitamins at the right frequency and the right dosage. If you learn to eat the right way, what are real foods and what foods suit you, you can increase your immunity, fight any disorder, and prevent most of the diseases at any age. So I would request you to subscribe to my channel. It always motivates me to post more content. Please post and comment, or you can email me from my website amitabhpandit.info. Send me whatever topics you might want me to make videos on. I usually try and make videos on the maximum number of requested topics. Thank you for watching. God bless you.